issue, they will assume there are no consequences for their actions. Imagine a well in a village. If the water is always overflowing, people will take as much as they want without thinking twice. They will waste it, spill it, take more than they need, because they assume there is no end to it. But if one day that well begins to dry up, suddenly every drop becomes precious. People take only what they need. They respect it, they value it, they fear its absence. Be like that well. Give but not endlessly. Love but not without limits. Be kind but not at the cost of your own dignity. Think about those who always seem to have an abundance of people around them. It is not necessarily because they are the kindest or the most giving. It is often because they know their worth. They do not chase, they do not overextend themselves. They do not beg for love or appreciation. They carry themselves in a way that says, I am valuable, and if you do not see that, I will not force you to. And because of this, people are drawn to them. You do not need to prove your worth to anyone. Your presence, your energy, your time, these are gifts. And like any valuable gift, they should not be handed out carelessly. The people who genuinely care for you will respect your boundaries. They will appreciate your effort, and they will never make you feel like you are being taken for granted. But those who do not respect your worth will only realize it when you stop giving them the opportunity to take advantage of it. When you pull away, when you start saying no, when you stop making excuses for their behavior. This is not cruelty, it is self-respect. A person who knows their worth does not fear losing people. They understand that the right ones will stay and the wrong ones will leave. And that is perfectly fine. You are not here to convince anyone to see your value. You are here to live fully, to love deeply, and to be appreciated, not used. If you ever feel like you are being taken for granted, step back. Take time for yourself. Focus on those who truly appreciate you, and most importantly, never let your kindness become a weakness. Kindness is a strength, but only when given to those who deserve it. You are not a limitless source of energy for people to drain. You are a person, deserving of the same love, care, and respect that you give to others. Never forget this. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, and what you reinforce. The moment you stop allowing yourself to be taken for granted, you reclaim your power. And when you do that, you will see that the right people will value you even more, and the wrong ones will simply fade away. Let them. So today, make a choice. Let go of the version of yourself that no longer fits. Release the old identity that is holding you back. Step boldly into your new chapter, without fear, without hesitation. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you are meant to live is your willingness to embrace change. Your ego will resist change. Ignore it. Change is uncomfortable, it unsettles us, challenges us, and demands that we step into the unknown. But have you ever noticed how the moment you decide to change something in your life, a voice in your head immediately starts resisting? It tells you, no, this is too risky. What if you fail? What if people laugh at you? That voice is your ego. It is not your truth. It is simply a survival mechanism trained to keep you in the comfort of the familiar, even when the familiar is no longer serving you. The ego thrives on identity. It builds a fortress around who you think you are, who you have been, and who you believe you must continue to be. The moment you try to break free, it panics. It convinces you that you need to stay where you are because change feels like death to the ego. But the truth is, refusing to change is what keeps you stuck. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a swimming pool. The water is warm, inviting, and refreshing, but you hesitate. Your ego tells you, stay on the edge. It's safer here. What if the water is too deep? What if you sink? But you will never experience the joy of swimming unless you take that first step, unless you let yourself feel the discomfort of the cold splash before you adjust and start moving freely. This is how change works. At first, it feels unfamiliar. At first, your ego resists. But once you push through, you realize you were always meant to grow beyond where you are now. Think about a butterfly inside a cocoon. For a long time, it remains wrapped in that tight, enclosed space. But there comes a moment when it has to break free, or it will never fly. Now, imagine if the butterfly's ego told it, no, stay inside. It's comfortable here. Who do you think you are to? The butterfly would never spread its wings. It would never know its full potential. And yet so many of us listen to that voice inside us that says, stay the same, don't grow, don't evolve. But that voice is not wisdom. It is fear disguised as logic. Have you ever noticed how children embrace change so effortlessly? They move from one phase of life to another without hesitation. They grow, they learn, they adapt. But as adults, we start to build walls. We develop attachments to who we think we are. I am this kind of person. I have always done things this way. This is just who I am. But who you were yesterday does not have to be who you are